guys. Right, more retopo. Not really much point doing an intro, given that we've been doing retopo for a while now. But we are getting close. Mostly just a case of closing up behind the ears, and in front of the ears. Still need to extend this loop out by one to give us a little bit more room over here. Although we might not really have to. In fact, come to think of it, we actually don't have to. So ignore that. We're going to leave that alone. In fact, no we do, because that's the end of the eyelid there. But yeah, so a few small things to do. We'll extend this out by one potentially. And then, yeah, we still need to connect up the inside of our mouth, connect up the nostrils and the kind of eyelids, but we're leaving that alone for now, just so we can add loops where we need to. But yeah, so mostly just a case of connecting these two meshes and these two meshes, which is, for me, the hardest part of retopology, so this might take a while. As always, if there's any questions, do let me know. Yeah, I'm just going to start getting into it. So, that was really well timed on the music bar. Okay, so we've got 44 on this, and we got 32 on this, so we'll need to add more loops. I haven't decided where I'm going to do the kind of local subdivision thing, because we want more topology on the face. This is too low res. Something like this is a little bit more in line with what we want. So, yeah, we need to subdivide it, but obviously then that means we're connecting 88 to 32, which isn't going to play nice. So we're going to have to connect it and then figure out where to subdivide. But it shouldn't be too tricky to figure out where to subdivide. Anyway, I'm just going to get into it. So let's combine these two meshes. Although what I'm wondering is it worth removing the back of the head and just kind of extending out, because this is already doing some kind of funky flows. So we could probably just kind of extend it all like radially away. It might get a bit low res at the back, but I think that's worth testing. So let's duplicate this guy. And hey Stash, how's it going? So let's hide this guy, or name him backup. I'm gonna combine the other meshes too. You combine. Fill it back into the head. Hide you. Cool. So I'm gonna duplicate this guy as well. Cool. This thing just anal enough to not let that slide. Right, okay, so we've got those two. We're just going to combine these two. Okay. Fill that up here. And then we need you to be visible, so that we can set you as a live object. Now, I'll probably turn off symmetry for a while, or we can see kind of what happens. I think we need to connect these for that to work. That was weird. One sec, I just need to go pick up something. I'm back. But yeah, so we'll have to turn off symmetry for a moment, I think, but we'll see how it functions. Let's just go quad draw. So yeah, let's remove all this stuff up here, and let's say this stuff back here as well. Oh, yeah, it doesn't know how to handle that, does it? Right, that's not what I want at all. Okay, quad draw. Let's switch to world topo, which is a bit slower, so we have to treat it with a little bit of care, but delete that. Okay, quad draw. And now let's start by just doing this. I'm going to turn off symmetry while I do this, because this step doesn't actually need symmetry. And I think we'll connect it about there. And we'll go up, yeah. I think if we pull that back like that, yeah, we'll aim all these back a little bit. Let me just switch to my Wacom. Okay, so we'll go up one more. And then from here on out, it now travels upwards. So let's connect these two. And we can go up another one. Shall we go up to there? No, there's a bit too far. I think here's okay. That works. That's not going to work at all. Okay, let's try that. So let's see how this connects up. Like, does it work? Like, this is extremely ugly right now, but it might do what we need. So let's go into get that middle line. Okay, middle line on that side too. And middle line there. There we go. Cool. Then we just want to grab from U to U, put those on the middle line. Cool. Then we're just going to relax topo. Okay, that'll do. We'll see how this works, because this, like, when it's smoothed out, this will follow the oh, we might want to move this up actually. I think for a moment. Like, I'm aware this isn't smoothed yet, so this is going to be a bit jankier than the actual thing will be, but let's mirror this. Okay, then we're just going to select a random middle edge, set that as topology because it's a little bit faster to calculate. Quad draw. Right, what happens if we smooth this area? Okay, so I think we pull this up to like there. Which then will allow U. So let's add that and that. We had a version I had without horns, right? Yeah, it was this guy. Yep, there we go. Let's hide you. Grab you. That just allows me to ignore the horns, which, speaking of, that's a good guess. Quad draw. So. If we can, we need to avoid adding extra loops. So it might mean this needs to come up further. Let's start with the middle. And we'll just connect this. Okay, yeah, we'll need more loops. We'll add the loops down here. We're only one shy though, it's not bad. Alright, let's see how this moves. This is quite unconventional topology for a head, but then at the same time, these are quite unconventional ears, so I don't think we really need to care. And if this makes connecting everything easier, then I'm good with it. I'm just going to keep relaxing this area. I do always forget about this, like being a superpower. Like you can just soft select things, like nudge it forward and then smooth it slightly, and it generally keeps the new position you gave it, which allows me to do things like this. What a studio's looking for? What a 3D studio is looking for in potential junior 3D modeling character artist depends on the studio you're applying to. And again, something I always like to add as a disclaimer is I'm not a modeler, so I only know for a fact what they look for in look dev and groom. I'm not an expert in modeling, so like I know vaguely like who can and can't get a job, but that's just like general just eye for quality kind of stuff. But yeah, if you name like a specific studio, I can have a jab. Like. Try to explain what I think. I'm wondering, do I want... No, I don't. That would be quite bad topo, actually. Because wherever we can, we need to avoid adding loops at the bottom, just because it's already semi-uniform, but we also need to connect it to a lower number on the neck. So we're already going to have to terminate loops. In fact, down here is probably where I'll do it. I'll probably run this down to like the throat or something. That'll allow me to like turn some loops back on themselves. I don't know if it'll allow me to turn around enough, but it will help. Choose maybe like big studios like MPC, DNEG. Okay, so you mean VFX. I mean, there's not much I can say that isn't really generic advice, which is like, make sure you got nice topology in your work, make sure you got all that kind of basic stuff really. Trying to think if there's anything I can say that's helpful that's not already been said a million times. There's not much that I can say. We need to connect up the inside of the eye. Or I can do that after, actually. Yeah, I'll do that after. Let's add a loop there and there, and there. That will make connecting this a lot easier. How many do we need to connect? Let's say down to here. It's 120. Oh, right. 22, okay. 20, okay. I don't want to add another loop here, really. And I could smudge this all forward a bit, but because that's all I need, technically. Let me just try doing something kind of gross. Hey, it's Rahul. Oh yeah, I diverted myself. As Rahul says, good understanding of shape is obviously very, very important. You're going to want clean topo, very clean lighting in your renders. Like, a trap that I see a lot of beginners fall into is like they'll try to make their lighting look really, really nice, but nice lighting isn't necessarily good for showing your model. You want to make sure that your lighting shows exactly what your topology is doing, what your shapes look like. So avoid like really, really like, you know, soft lighting. You want lighting that's got some hardness to it so that you can read the forms. But you also want to be able, that's getting kind of fucked up. You also want to be able to, not be too many shadows and stuff. I don't like this area and what it's doing. I mean, it works, but we've got a bit of a secondary issue building, which is the lower part of the face here has way less density. I guess we can move this up. Remove that out. I don't really like those loops. I kind of want to turn some of them back on themselves. Like, this is too dense in comparison to the shapes around it. It is in the corner of the eye, so kind of get away with it. But like, I don't want to run that one up the nose, because the nose has already got enough geometry. I'm going to have to delete this innermost loop, but that's fine. I think we've got two of them anyway. Yeah, we do. Delete. Makes it a little bit more stable. Let me just try smoothing all this out. See if I can do this loop by loop to kind of make it nice to look at. If you do it loop by loop, it kind of maintains the general shape of like the loops that go around. I don't know, is that acceptable? I mean, there are a lot of creases here, so I guess it kind of makes some sense. Something I'm not too fond of is the fact that it kind of bends, it goes up and then bends down. Like this, ideally, would go up that way. I don't really want to add a loop here, because if I remember correctly, the mouth's got a really good amount of loops, right? 52, oh, it doesn't, never mind. In which case I could move all this up one. And that would allow some eye loops to go over the head. Although that forces us to add more geometry up here, which is already getting kind of cramped. Maybe just pull that up like this. God, I love that. Quad draw is just so damn nice when it's being performant. Okay, and that's a closed loop, so that's good. Right, so how are we going to handle this area? I obviously need a lot of it to turn back on itself, but we're clearly running out of space, which is a bit of an issue. And we do... When you worked as a groom artist, what was most of your job doing? Creature fur or human hair? Which one is harder? Any thoughts on Houdini's newfound use in grooming? Creature fur is more common, just because it generally also takes longer. Obviously, I mean, caveat to that is how high detail is the head you're doing. Like how high detail is the character. But yeah, I spent most of my time doing creatures. I did do a few digitables, like a few kind of like really hero ones, which was fun. But I think in terms of what I spent most time doing, it's definitely creatures. There's just so much more variety to them that you kind of have to spend time like learning so much shit. In terms of which one is harder, kinda creatures, because reference isn't as easy to get, but only because of reference. Like in terms of actual mechanical like difficulty, like what makes something hard, it's I'd say that I really want to push it over. Okay. Sorry, I'm just taking a moment to think. Okay. But yeah, like creature grooming isn't harder because fucking Christ, one sec. This is gonna get really jacked, I think. Let's just try it, see what it does. My share's gonna force some weirdness up here. Let me just see how this bit smooths. See, I prefer that. So maybe this is worth pursuing. Let's just see how it looks. I'm gonna alt save as well. It's been a while. But yeah, and yeah, so grooming creatures isn't necessarily harder than grooming humans. It's just humans have a lot more reference material, and obviously as a person myself, somewhat of a human myself, we do have a better understanding of human hair just kind of innately. Like we know what looks weird and what doesn't. But yeah, like long hair has its difficulties. Wait, hold on. Okay. Well, that gets kind of fucky, doesn't it? It also forces us to close this up a bit, which I'm not too keen on. Tesla Houdini, it's great. Groom tools are really solid. I don't really have an issue with it becoming a new popular thing, because if it's good, I'll use it. That feels more natural to me. It is pulling a lot, isn't it, though? Where does this go? Do we want to do that? Okay, I'm gonna... ignore that for a bit. Ah, cool. I hope you found the course helpful, man. Okay, let's... Do we want to insert a loop there? We kind of want to insert a loop in the mouth corners, but if we add one, we need to add another, so let's do that. That keeps it somewhat symmetrical. Don't like that very much. That's pretty ugly. Let's delete all this stuff. This gives us quite uneven topo. I do like this more though. It's a much more like positive flow. As long as I do that to kind of keep it bunched up. It's very uneven though. Like extremely uneven. Like this is getting too stretched out, but if we fix that, this starts getting quite literally stretched, but if we fix that, this will then get too dense. Oh, these are out of sync. Sweet. Let's turn off symmetry. I'm wondering if I want to go back. Like this stuff I'm happy with, obviously not this spacing, but that's a non-issue, that's just a case of doing this. But like this flow back here I'm okay with. A little funky, but nothing too major, nothing too important. Like that is fine. So I had to keep asking, how did you manage to sculpt the likeness of St. John Singer Sargent with such old reference? I tried to go with a contemporary singer and struggled to with lack of references. It's just forms. I wouldn't overcomplicate it in your head. Like the quality reference obviously helps, but low quality ref you can still match. Like it just leaves more to the imagination and more to like your actual understanding of anatomy. So with John Singer Sargent, I wouldn't say I had poor quality reference. Obviously, there's nothing like what you get in modern scans, but it was functional. I had a front view, a side view, a three-quarter view, all at different ages, sure, but like age is something we understand quite well. We know generally, okay, the face droops more as you get older. Like all the information I need was kind of already in those images. It's very easy to kind of get like trapped in your reference in a way. That's not healthy. But yeah, if you're wondering like quite literally how, then the entire stream series will step by step showing you exactly how I did it. I think the first 6 streams were pretty much entirely sculpting, or the first 4 streams were entirely sculpting. Yeah, I don't like this. Let me try, let's see it in a different light. Yeah, I don't like it. Too many loops. This might take a while. I should have saved before I connected the eyes, really. See, that's a lot more uniform. In terms of like, it's not forcing topology away from here and bunching it up. So we do still need to do all this jazz, but I think that's a lot healthier. So we'll just pull this to compensate. Pull this down. Relax that. So we got you. Straighten out that line there. So we want a little bit of bunching over here again, because we do have like skin folds and stuff, but we just don't want much. Yeah, that's fine. Cool. Alright, so bottom of the ear. This is just going to have to get messy, isn't it? Unless I do a bunch of edge termination up here. Or like here, maybe? Okay, we need that loop to complete. So actually, that does need to connect here. We need that loop intact, because it's the only one that actually allows it to go around the ear completely. And that loop does as well, but that one does it in a different way. Oh no, it doesn't. What loop was I selecting earlier? Okay, there's actually quite a few loops that let us do that. So there's going to be some brutal connections that have to happen here. Let's solo this for a moment. So I need to connect I need to connect 20 to 16. It's not as bad as I expected, but it's not good either. Especially since actually I should really connect these across because they're too far away. So let me just check what my phone's going on about. we also need to connect. Oh shit! Yeah, we need to. Okay, that actually gives us a bit of freedom because I can insert a loop right here and right here. Okay, that's already going to be symmetrical. Let's just set this to topo symmetry. Quad draw. Okay. How do we do this? So how many do we have now? Now we have 29. Oh yeah, with symmetry. 29. 39. Let me turn off symmetry again. I might work without symmetry for a little bit, just because it makes the numbers easier to work with. So this is 15, 16. But now at least they're symmetrical that way. Which means actually we're going 15 to... to 21. Okay. So we need to find a place to terminate a fair few edges. I think the best place to do it is going to be here. And just like push some of these up. Which I guess the best way to do that would be... kind of want something to follow this loop, right? So if we terminate that guy, we've still got these two loops intact. We can have him come this way. Which actually we can... No, we can't. Okay. How many now? 17 to 14, 15. We need to kill off 2 more edges. Feels like a bad location. That's self-enclosed? Fucking sweet. Although I might move this to there. Is that still self-enclosed? It is. Very nice. That just gives the loops a reason to follow this while also reducing the count. So it's kind of a twofold thing. It makes a shape that we want while preserving, while changing an edge count. Right, so now we got 15 to 15, right? To 14. Okay, this is closable. It's a bit dense at the front is the issue, but let's alt save and just start bridging and see what happens. Where does it break down? Not like that. Like this area is fucked. I know that. But let's just see. Okay, we can start doing this. Complete bullshit. Yeah, that's going to pull this way quite a lot, but again, let's just see what happens. This is where it will start to even out a little bit. At least I hoped. Apparently not. Yeah, that's pretty poor. So we need to reduce the loops here. But again, let's keep going. Let's see what happens. Okay, so now it's breaking down. Like now is where it's like, you know, everything is kind of folding in on itself. I think if we work from the back, we might have an easier time. So what I'm wondering, do we want that to kind of come up and back up here? Let's delete that for a moment. Do I have no, I don't. Why is it? I quite liked having that loop, but let's see if we can remove some other stuff first. I think we also want yeah, of course, thanks Maya, that's exactly what I want. Okay, and we want that to turn around here, I guess. So we might want to do that. And if we relax all this, it's going to move up, which isn't necessarily what we wanted, but this will help us get a more defined crease in there. This area is a little bit sparse though. That's not good. We'd have to do some pretty fucky topo in that area. Although that looks a lot better. It's a spiral loop, but I don't give a fuck. I feel like we kind of need some help up here. Get this going, kind of smudge it all this way a bit. Might add a bit too much density on the bottom though. Okay, well let's do this for a moment. I feel like we haven't removed enough from here. How many do we have? 13 compared to... I'm going to move this back a little bit. In terms of edge count, these are identical, it's just moved. That might make a bit more sense in terms of location. In fact, that does make more sense. So then, does that free us up to remove some loops around here. I think it does. That's not very good though. Yeah, that freaks the fuck out. Okay. Clear dots. As much as I hate it, I do kind of need to continue this straight up, which gives us very little room to play with in this area. Also removes an edge for us to terminate with, but it kind of needs it for the jaw. So what's going to be the best way to do this then? Do we potentially just want more edges back here going this way? Let me... If we continue that like this way, I don't think. I just placed a... Did that create more edges or less? Technically that created more, but do I prefer the shape? I think I do. Granted. I feel like that should go up. Yeah, of course, this is exactly what I want, thanks. There we go. That makes more sense as a loop. Now it does go back on itself in quite a strange way. Oh wait, does that break the... No, it doesn't. It's just moved way up. Yeah, in fact, that loop is the one we want kind of down here. Okay. Now let's play the game. Does Mike give a fuck? I don't think I do. I've been doing retopo so long that I'm kind of forgetting the fact I enjoy modeling. That's not pretty. And I think I made the problem worse over here. Okay, how about get rid of all that and do something that we should have done before, which is pull this all down so that the circle loop is the one that sits. I really appreciate not doing that, to be honest, but so that's the circle loop, which is this one, to be the thing that sits on the corner there. That just makes it way easier to add that topo later, if I need to. Basically, it just needs to define an edge that sits down. Do I just want to continue more loops that way, maybe? It would be easy. Easy isn't good, but it would be easy. I could start pulling it all up this way then. In fact, yeah. Because I was pulling down. Okay. Oh, is that connected on the other side? Oh, wait, yeah. Okay, I'm going to delete the middle line again. Quadrat. Okay, I'm just going to turn off this, reduce the visual noise a bit. Okay, so we want that, pull that together. We want that, pull that together, pull that together, and then we're going to start stretching the acceptable bounds. So let's just relax that out, except for the middle line. That's way easier to do after. But we can relax it up to it because it actually masks the middle line. Okay, so click dots. Temptation to add that is quite high. I'm still not happy with this area. I think we might need to move this edge termination up another, but then it gets kind of fucky. Let's just try it anyway. Multi-cut. Yeah, it necessitates us moving these loops around, although we can connect them up to themselves. So let's do that. Gives us a little bit more room to play with. No, this is really ugly topology. So let's remove that. I guess this area is still a problem, isn't it? It's getting a bit stretched out. Like, this area shouldn't be more sparse than this area. Maybe that would be fixed when we start moving stuff up, because this bit's a bit sparse as well. In fact, yeah, that will get fixed by that. Let's start pulling things forward. So I'm just going to pull things up around the ear, basically. Relax. Up around the ear. Relax. Okay. Okay, we need some consistency on edge treatment, so we need this guy to be wherever the seam is. Shit. So we need to bunch all this up a bit. Technically this is stuff we can do in the sculpting stage, but easier to do it now than later. Doing this just means that we have an edge that is always the bend, like the point at which it curves, and that just allows us to get a much cleaner line. Generally you want your topology to follow the curvature of a model. It allows it to capture it a bit more efficiently. I'm aware that this is stretched out, but that's fine. At this stage anyway. It won't be fine later. It's fine for now. Okay. Now here's where it breaks down. So right. Remind me to never be a modeler. So this absolutely does need to turn back on itself. It's just, this area is too low res. So I'm wondering, do I need to do some kind of topo tricks? Look at that there. Hello. Becca is here. What, sorry? No, I'm not. I don't know where they are though. Okay, so what? Offer on? What are you talking about? Oh, light. No idea. It's whatever you want. No, I dimmed them because they were way too bright earlier, but now it's fine. If you want them off, you can have them off. I'm wondering, technically the topo we've got here, we would want that to go this way, wouldn't we? So with that being the case, that's still a closed loop. Then I'm wondering, do we just give up with that loop? Maintain one that's on the outside, which actually that is now broken. Why is that broken? Oh no, it's that one that's okay. Cool. If we maintain one loop that keeps going in ring, we can kind of do custom topo everywhere else. Well, I'll say custom topo, we are doing custom topo, but a bit more custom. Extra custom. This area is not healthy though. It goes to an edge on both sides. These two need to connect. So that kind of forces that. So we can have a clean loop. Goes around the whole ear. Ended up back where we were. Can't add more loops. No, still don't like it. Kind of want to redo this section of the ear. It might allow me to get rid of some more loops too. Let's go back to pre that change. Okay. So this entire area here needs to go. We want these two to connect, but they can't if I want to do the loop that I do. So these two at least need to continue as they are. At least. So we've got one loop. The rest are free to do as we please. So I think we continue that up. We ended up in the same loop, didn't we? Well, we've pulled more upwards, but I think that just ended up on the same. Oh no, it is a spiral now, so that... Well, it's not a spiral, sorry. It goes over itself, but that's fine. Okay. 1, 2, 3. And this area here, I think can come up. That feels a bit healthier. There's not much difference, but there is difference. It's just a bit more uniform now. Now what I'm wondering is, can I get away? I can't. Never mind. Okay, so then we need loops to go this way to capture like this area in here, that shape. But can we do that in a way that reduces poly count on this side? I don't think we can. Not without destroying forms. So I'm gonna add that back in, I think. I guess technically I could achieve that by pulling this down. And pull that back up. Allows it to be captured a bit better. I think sometimes moving the topology you have is what you need to do. I need to use the circularize tool later to even out all these loops. I really wish the smoothing wasn't done in screen space. It'd make this sort of stuff a lot easier. Why is that happening? Oh shit. So we need to kind of pull that up that way. Is there anywhere that's gathered up? There isn't. So that's just a bit too low res to capture the shape, isn't it? I'm not adding more geometry there. We really don't need that. Can't add more loops there. Can there. That feels like it's getting a bit dense, so we could probably pull that up a little bit. I'll probably do some actual like Maya modeling to fix this area. Also like sculpting to kind of fix the shapes themselves. She does need to be bunched up. I might change my camera focal length to getting a bit better. That'll do. Now, let's quickly fix some stuff with my modeling. So I'm gonna grab that. In fact, no, we can't grab individual verts yet. Make circular. This will help us just even out the topo a bit. Okay, now with a big symmetry brush, just snap everything to the surface. Oh, that's what's going on there. Yeah, this needs to... I'm literally focused on an area that isn't visible to camera right now, but kind of want to. Okay, so it just needs to be rotated this way a bit, topo-wise. That's better. So this is now a lot closer. It's still not perfect, but it is closer. So this loop is never going to close anymore, which I think is okay. We can add that in to add definition where we need it, which we definitely need to. Let's get that in there, and then we'll smooth it back out from there later. Once we've got everything in place, that becomes quite easy. So this area is still kind of fucked, but we can't turn these back on themselves unless we were to move this entire thing out. But I don't want to do that either. Okay, we'll delete this line for now because it's confusing. If you're wondering why I'm trying so hard to like maintain this one line, it's basically because when you're doing UV cuts, it's really easy to have like, or it's a lot easier if you have self-contained loops. So loops that don't wrap around in spirals and do all sorts of overlaps. It's a lot easier without that. So that's what I'm trying to kind of maintain here. There's a temptation to kind of add a loop here. I do kind of want that to be self-contained. And what I can't tell is, does that actually give us an advantage or not? Like, is this a good thing? It does pull all this down, which isn't good. Those link up quite nicely. This area is still kind of fucky though. I really don't like that. Where is that loop? That's too far away to be worth keeping. Come on. Actually adds loops. But I much prefer the position of that. So on a technical level, this is extremely easy to fix. But we need these two to connect. Well, we need that one to connect. This one is the awkward one. Yeah, that's not good. Back to quad draw. Let's just obliterate this entire area. Come on. Clear dots. So that we like. That we like. Then it's here. We need you to go that way. And link up there. Which naturally now is a little bit of an issue. This kind of needs to move up one as well. Okay. I want to continue you straight over. This change of direction is not necessarily a good one. That link's not good. Let's delete this area down here. Okay, I need to connect those two. It's a really, really messy loop. But it might give me what we need. This kind of needs to move over that way by 1, doesn't it? Or does it? Yeah, it does. So it's a bit of a mess. That feels better. And just for capturing the forms, that feels better at least. Okay. If I just... oh shit, that area is a bit of a nightmare now. Okay, well... these two should be in line, so let's... why would I want that? I don't like it. Yeah, it still isn't... still not really good enough. Like, I hate this thing here, but I can't really get rid of it without doing some really fucky shit like that. What I kind of want is for these two to just connect linearly. Like that. And then have the messy stuff happening here. Then we just end up creating it again, don't we? Is that the same shape? Are Groom artists in high demand in VFX? They used to be. I'm not sure if they still are. It's still one of the better paid positions in VFX, as far as I'm aware, like in terms of like, you know, base salary for artists kind of thing. So I imagine it is, but I don't know for sure, to be honest. Okay. $13 to $12. So close. What's it like now? It's 10 to 6. Oh. Or 10 to 10 if I bridge these. That can't bridge, can it? So I need to kill off 2 more edges, which returns us to the thing we did earlier. Okay, let's just try 8 to 6. I hate it. Let's see how it smooths. Oh god, that's ugly. Okay. Yeah, I don't like that. Okay. So do I need to kill off 2 more edges? Is that the problem? 8 to 6, yep. So I don't want to just continue that, because that creates really big faces. I don't really want to do that, because that's going to create issues of its own. I.e. the crazy loops. We could have 2 more go back this way. That. And that makes it 7 to 6. Can I insert 1 more loop? Oh yeah. 22. I'll make it 46 per side. It doesn't change the edge count, I just wanted to space that a little bit better. Shit. We've lost the one edge we wanted to keep, so we need those two to connect. Literally the only edge that we care about. That means that needs to go down. Otherwise they're doing that really ugly stretching. Although... no, I don't like that. Okay, we're just gonna have to admit defeat and insert some loops down here. So... something like that. Much better. Okay. And we have the loop. We don't really want that extra loop, so we'll just remove that. And then how many is it per side again? It's 7 to 6, I imagine. Yeah, 7 to 6. So somewhere here we're going to need to insert another loop. I'm going to say there. Oh, and that goes around. Alright, sweet. That works. Cool. We have topology. It's all welded, apart from the inside of the mouth. When did that happen? Okay. Let's set a center line. So we're just gonna grab all this stuff, but then deselect you and deselect you. That's all center lines. Set you like that. Mirror. Quad draw. We'll turn symmetry back on actually. I'm wondering if more of these loops should have gone down. Like, am I taking too much from the top and bottom of the lip? I don't think I'm actually, because broadly, maybe I am. I need to pull this forward. This area can be more dense just because I'll be terminating a lot of this further down the neck. Okay. Do we want to kill off some loops at the back of the neck here? How many do we have? We have 46 to 32. Now we can add the throat, which will help. But I think we can also get rid of some of the back. I think we should have some going this way. So how do we do that? First off, identify where. I'd say here. Collapse edge. Or is it the opposite direction we need to do it? It is. Fuck. Sometimes I want to do game art just because I don't have to care about triangles. And granted, I don't really have to care right now either, but I try to keep everything quads. It's like a punishing degree, to be honest. This area is a bit of a nightmare. But then, killing off those loops is more of a pain than it's worth. At least I think so. That's the middle one, right? Yeah, it is. What if we were to do that? Collapse. Is that something we want to fix? I just feel like something that should be easy to, right? Like we're just bunching up too much. So if we were to pull that out this way, then delete an edge loop or two, like there, and smooth that again. That's going to reduce the tightness of it a bit, right? It is going to stretch it out at the sides though, or in the middle there. So there is a certain amount that we're kind of forced to keep, but do we need to keep that? I think we do. Well, I guess there's one thing it depends on, come to think of it. Like, do we actually want this to wrap back around itself, or do we want it to go straight under? So if it goes straight under, we can ignore quite a lot of this nonsense. Let's just set to face, soften edge. I think if we add a tuck to this, we do kind of need it. Well, I'm starting to wonder, like, do we want this? Like, let me illustrate what I mean. So, what I mean is if I get the snipping tool, do that. Do we want this shape here, or would we rather it continue straight over and just have this run across it? Because what that will do is give us like a nice roll over here. If I get rid of all these, it will give us a very nice like straight line with this guy, which might look prettier actually. I think we want that actually. Yeah, okay. So, welcome back to my hell. I think what we need is to remove this end cap in its entirety. What the fuck is going on there? Why is it doing that? Do the same on the other side. Okay, so now we've got that. Let's pull this all back a fair bit. We may need to temporarily do a separate geo for this, because it's now really high poly and kind of hard to control, to be honest. Yeah, let's pull it back. Let's delete it from like there. Gives us some room to work in. So something like that. Then obviously insert a loop there. We'll need a few loops there, or quite a lot of loops. But if we do that, and then right back around, we want to make sure that this is symmetrical. Okay, and then grab those guys. Now it goes without saying this will completely obliterate the flows we have at the top of the ear, but I don't think that matters too much. Ears are already kind of chaotic anyway. So now this area is where we have to start figuring stuff out. Okay. Might have to go even further back to give us room again. So let's just grab you like that. Keep this on the inside edge. Keep you there. Wrap you around. Wrap you around. And that's how we do it, right? Now, bit where it gets tricky, or like a bit more tricky, I guess. Should have saved, shouldn't I? Let's alt save now. I can recover the ear from the previous file if I need to. I'm struggling to figure out what this topo is going to do. Actually, we don't want this, do we? I don't think we do. I think we need it all to constantly go up that way. So many loops. Okay, well, let's simplify this for ourselves. Patch it. Is that the middle? If I go from what I assume is corner to corner, let's... Okay. So U to U. I'm going to... Okay, so we got that loop. Cool. That one is not self-contained, that one is not self-contained. Cool. So between these two, we have 14 edges. We do the same on the back. So where's that equivalent loop? Is there an equivalent loop? I don't think there is. Sweet. That makes it more complicated. How many loops are there? 58. And in here there's 14. So 44 loops on that side. Middle of that is obviously 22. So we want to go... That's the halfway point. So let's just delete these two. And then this is 14 minus what I assume in the middle two. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, way off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we need 6 on each side deleted. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that should be 14. It's 12. Alright, one more. Cool. So these are symmetrical. So we want these ones to go straight over. So let's just line those up. Again, it's not about getting the count the same yet, it's just about lining them up. So that we know when we add loops, it will feed back on itself. So we've got this little Doritos triangle thing going. We need the top and bottom to be symmetrical. So we have 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's symmetrical. Okay, so then we want 1, 2. We might not even like the resulting topology. That's the kicker of this bit that we're doing right now. Let's make this easy on ourselves. Okay, 1, 1. Okay, so now we have that. We do this. Okay. So now we start adding these. So they line up. Again, let's just quickly extend the ones that line up, just so we can keep track of it. Okay. So now we need, how many on each side was it? These should be the same. It's 15. 15. Sweet, they're the same. So hey Alexander, just catching up with this one. Why are you not ending the topo with the U shape instead of the weird Dorito? So I've decided that in terms of the forms that I want, I don't actually want, let me hide this for a moment. I don't think I want this to loop back on itself anymore. I kind of want it to continue over straight, which would mean, you know, to avoid it kind of getting too bunched up in here, I kind of need that to continue on its own. So yeah, that's just what I'm going to play about with. So, got that. So, connect these two, like that. Connect those two. Like that. And then we just need to insert enough loops for these to match. So 1, 2. Let's delete that middle loop. Okay. So back to where we were working on it, which was down here. So let's just move all this closer. Okay, 1, 2. Obviously this will need relaxing out quite a lot, but we're just getting the flows in place. The problem I've got right now is that I'm forced to work with, these are mismatched now. That looped all the way around, didn't it? How did that happen? Oh shit, okay, I see. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So these should now match. They don't. Why don't they match? $13, $9. Why do they mismatch? Oh, because you're going around that way. Means I miscounted at some point. Let's go back before all that. Was it matching the whole time? Okay, so I think what we need to do instead is link up those ones. So all the ones that are on the sides. Like that. So now loops can only go around. That's what we fucked up last time. Not sure how that's broken already, but okay. Okay. So that's both of them done. So then how many are on each side? We got 4 on this side, really, and 8 on that side. Wow. Oh. 11 on that side. Hey Gates, how's it going? Okay, what's going on now? That's an even number, why aren't they bridging? Or did I bevel? There we go. Did I miss anything? You've been streaming for 2 hours. I've connected the ears to the head. And that's kind of it, because I've also spent a lot of time like trying to fix up ear topo. Right, so that's working. So now, where's the halfway point? Oh, I need to patch up that. In fact, no, the back doesn't need to be patched up yet. Cool, so this is... $14, which means 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's the middle, which lines up. Good. Just gonna do that. Okay. And the other side we can patch up quite easily. So let's just do this for now. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go to that. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So then solo that guy. There we go. New way topo. Now let's find out if we actually like it. Does it end up doing the same thing? Oh, it kind of does. Oh no, there we go. It does on the sides. Does that mean then we could have just moved the entire thing up and with the early topo? I think it does. What happened? You. I what? I think I prefer that. It does a better job of avoiding all the weirdness that the other method gave. So let's... what happened for 2 hours? You made a lot of amazing progress. I think for 2 hours this isn't much progress, at least for the years of experience I have. But I mean it generally all hooks up. It's a bit more even than it was before. There's a few topo changes here or there. I'm wondering if it's worth moving that backwards a bit. There we go. I like this overall, I think. Don't like that though, what's going on there? Just a random face floating. Need to turn symmetry back on. Let's mirror this. What we'll need to do from here is connect up the inside of the eye, I think, and nostrils and mouth. Which I don't think we added topo to the mouth in the end, but we did add topo to the eyes, so we will have to insert an edge loop, but that's not really much work. And then we need to connect it to the body. So let's go. Do I actually prefer that? Set face, soften edge. Like the actual sculpt obviously needs work, but yeah, I think this will work better because now we can push that in. And it will go the way that we want it to. Cool. Yeah, that's a lot more uniform. Cool. I'm happy with that. So we do need to go subdivision up, which we're not doing until we've joined it to the body. But I think we should probably get the other head meshes connected. And there's the back of the head. In fact, I got an ear backup as well, haven't I? That's the progress today, effectively. Yeah, this works a lot better for me. This was getting way too dense at the end and not really for any real gain. And actually, yeah, that's fixed an issue. They were getting stretched before. There's still a density difference, but I'm okay with it. I have come to terms. This area back here is a little bit of a mess, but I don't think it's worth solving. Cool, well let's delete the backups because we don't need them anymore. Still wondering, do I want to route more of this down? I think let's start connecting parts. So, combine. Cool. That includes the nostrils, right? Good. So let's connect up the obvious bits, which is these parts. We're just going to go turn world symmetry on. Bridge. Bridge. Okay, the mouth count hasn't changed, right? So, bridge. Bridge. Good. Then the eyes has. So what we need to do is figure out center lines, which I think that one's pretty obvious, right? So we'll connect that there. Bridge. Let's hide the crunkle for a moment. Okay. Wait, was that the correct loop? No. Wait, is that actually how that was? Bridge those two. So now what I need to do is, if we solo this guy, I'm also going to change my camera focal length. Let's go like 18 or something. This lets me get closer. Okay, so select the bottom loops. Is it bottom eyelid that I just selected? It is. Okay, that's 34, but that's with symmetry. And this one is 28. So we need to insert how many more edges? Come on. I need to insert one more, right? That's 32, yeah, so insert another loop, like that. And now we should be able to connect those two. Bridge. Let's bridge those two. They don't match. 18. 17. What the fuck? Okay, I guess our middle line was off before. So in that case, delete that. Okay. Can we connect the upper half? Because I don't think we added any loops there. We can, alright. Okay, how many mismatch now? 16. $18. Bridge. Okay. A little bit of a problem, but not really a major one. So now, let's add a loop right there. And we're just going to push that by its normals. No, we're not. Actually, in this case, that's okay. We need to relax out all this stuff. Okay, so now let's go. Yeah, the inside of the eye is going to require quite a bit of sculpting. Is there a practical reason for mouth and eye bags? Yeah, so you can open your eyes. Well, in the case of the eyes, it's more so that you can model the eye accurately, like with a hole for the pupil, and not. In fact, for the eye, what was the reason for the eye? I'm trying to remember. Mouth bag is quite simple. It's just, can you open the mouth? You'd want a mouth bag there if you open the mouth. Eyes, there is a reason. I'm just trying to remember what it is. For some reason off the top of my head I can't remember. Okay, so that area back there is going to need to relax a bit. That needs to pull down too. Okay, let's go to 4. Okay, let's relax the topo a bit. Once I've just got these last, there we go. Right, so relax brush. For those who aren't aware, the relax brush is not the same as the smooth brush. The relax brush tries its best to maintain the shape of your model while evening out your topology. It's kind of like a slide edge tool, but as a brush, in a way. Okay, there we go. So we definitely want this to come in a bit more. There we go. So this stuff we'll fix and sculpt. Let's fix our focal length. Be something a bit more reasonable again. Let's say 50. Well, not what I want to do. Trying to remember what button it is to step down subdivisions, because it's gone really high again. Like where subdivided goes from 11k to 185. Need to fix the corner of the mouth. But I feel like a lot of this we're going to do in sculpt. As in, like, do it during the sculpting stage. We'll probably have to do some proxy UVs just so we have room. Like we can, what's the word called? If we have some proxy UVs, we can go in and create polygroups. This makes it way, way faster to kind of sculpt things like the inside of the mouth. We'll do like sculpting UVs basically, where we cut directly across. Okay, there we go. Right, let me find out my smooth preview. think it was shift. Okay, it's not stack trace. Alt plus or minus? Nope. How do you change it? I literally did it like a few days ago. I just need to know the hotkey. Hotkeys. Okay, I'll ignore it for now. Come back to it later. Okay, so now we need to start connecting it to the body. 46 going to 32. Okay, let's do topological symmetry. This area back here is the worst offending area, so let's duplicate both of these, group them, and then isolate that selection. So we need to keep that middle line intact. So let's go like there. Combine. Okay. So now, please. Let's just do a temporary bridge. Well, it's not even temporary, it's actually just the final bridge. But okay, now that we have that, we can actually do topological symmetry. Topology. There we go. So let's go from like there. Collapse edges. Wow, what's happened to performance? Okay. Oh, something else I need to do is merge the horns. Let's quickly check that out. That'll be easy to do when it's subdivided. So we'll wait on that. Or we could just keep it as a separate mesh, but I kind of want to have it in one mesh. Okay. So let's go with quad draw. Where is it? Modeling. Nice speedy performance, I can see. Let's do a target wilderness guy. Okay. Then back here, we'll do a multicut. Merge the center. Okay. So we want that many, 28, to go to 36. Oh, no. 28 to go to 42. Jesus. Okay. So, in that case, we want throat topo, I guess. And we'll add a loop in the middle of that. I'm going to ignore the live surface for a while. Okay. Let's do a collapse edge. Just trying to learn a little bit about edge termination with poly modeling. If these loops go up and over the head, then I'm kind of saved. Nope, neither of them do. Sweet. I don't like that. Okay, let's work on this model 1/2 at a time. I might delete the connection to the body again. In fact, yeah, what I'm going to do, going to duplicate this guy. Delete this version from like here and up, or here and down even. Cool, then delete this version from the same spot, but up. Okay, so now I can delete this half. And now we can just work on this half. So performance is much higher now. Okay, so now we have that. Let's go into draw with this guy. Can you please let me move you? Eh? Oh, it's hand down mesh, okay. It's you that I need. Okay. So I want to go the opposite way. Why do I keep doing this? Okay, so let's take you clay dots. I don't remember how this works. Oh yeah, that's how. Cool. So now we've got that. Put these two together. So now how many do we need to connect? 17 to 15. Okay, that just got a lot easier. I find it so weird how just having like a mesh inside the head really makes it fucked up. Okay, so we've got our throat loop, which we may need to move up, not sure yet. So we need to remove 2 edges. So that does suggest towards having this go that way and maybe 1 more loop in this guy. It's at the front, isn't it, where we have the issues? So technically, that's not number, which means we need to remove 1 more edge, or add 1 more down here. I think adding is less likely. Of course, that's what I want. Oh my god, I hate it. Okay, I think that's ready for us to merge into the middle. Oh, mirror, I mean. Mirror that. Oh, that's all lost its edge. Just delete. Cool. Set all this to 0 in the X. Cool. And then mirror. Then let's go. Let's think for a moment. Dead face, soften edge. This area is a little bit fucky, but shouldn't be too difficult to solve. Just a little bit of the soft select blend thing. There we go, it's so much better. So now we can sew this to the body, and we have a finished body mesh, if we don't include subdividing the head, adding teeth and tongue, adding the eyes, adding the clothing, adding the horns. So basically if you don't include the majority of the work. Let's combine those two. Let's bridge those two. We have a body mesh. Okay. Okay. Is that self-contained? Oh, it is. Sweet. Well, kind of is too, but it goes down the entire body. Okay, so we've got our eye loops the way we want them. Good. Still not happy with the boobs, but it really doesn't matter, so I'm just going to move on with my life. The feet and lower legs are too dense. Do we want to potentially wrap it around the calf? That will get rid of some of the loops. If we were to have some of this just kind of go in that way, spin around. I think this will work for our purposes. I don't think we need to worry about it too much anymore. So let's just go into this guy, set world X. Just relax the topo in a few areas. Just basically just travel around the model, look for areas where it's looking a bit tight. Relax those out. Yeah, this area's missing too much topology. Like, I'm going a subdivision up, which if I was to apply kind of flatly across the model, would do, I think, 240,000 polygons. Yeah, 240k. So we need to do like a specific area. This is quite low res compared to like everything else. And obviously we don't want to have that many polygons. Alt save. Yes, there's a few fundamental issues with this topo. First is that we're getting a lot of density here. Like, we're having too much topology kind of come into this middle bit of the chest. What would have been better is if we had some topo kind of going up. So it kind of follows this. It's technically not too late for us to fix that. It's just difficult to fix. But let's test our middle line, because that's important. Let's do this. So we should be able to set that to 0 and then mirror it. There we go. So fingers need work, obviously. I mean, the hands entirely need work. I asked Katie, and she said that the fingernails are going to be short, not even painted or anything. So a lot of this I'll be working in sculpt, but the general shape is going to be staying about the same. The thumb looks a little bit like a penis, so I need to fix the thumb shape. And then, yeah, we need to up-res the head, which, for the most part, will be done by doing this. So let's just Shift plus, oh, Shift, nope, there we go. Okay, that's just a thing. So yeah, if we keep, oh, that's not what I want. What I need to figure out now is, where do I subdivide? Do I want here subdivided? Or do I want it to be further back? Oh. Let's base body underscore geo. Yeah, basically once we've got a body mesh we're happy with, we'll go back into ZBrush, sculpt it up, make sure we're happy with final locations of everything, and then we resim the Marvelous clothing on top of it. And then probably retopologize the trousers while we continue to work on the coat, because we've still not got final shapes in Marvelous, despite this being like part 19 of a series. I'm pretty sure like FK Twigs was only like 3 or 4 streams off of being finished at this point. Just goes to show how much more goes into if you're doing a retopology of a full body, but also like doing Marvelous Designer for a full character. I'm wondering, do we want to add any topology here? I guess one loop that I really want is this mask. I'm gonna bevel that. Now just let me add loops in, like, around here basically. So let's grab this guy, edit edge flow. Okay. So then, do we want to add this loop? That goes around the entire head and ear. So this is where like eye bags are kind of annoying, because I can't just like add a loop. Maybe it's worth removing the eye bag for a moment. I'm just adding the loops that I know I need already. Yeah, let's alt save our scene. Create a backup of this guy. Hide him. So it's going to remove this, which is a non-symmetrical change, so we'll do that as well. Okay. And then if we just add, let's say, here, 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 and here. Like that. How many loops do we end up with? 41. If I did one more, that would be okay. I'm very aware of the fact this isn't good topo. I'm just giving it a chance to see what happens. To edge flow. Obviously the shapes are different now, but left one feels better. Even though it has much more elongated loops. Oh, I guess. Am I saying it feels better just because of the shape? There's a real possibility. How many loops do we have in this? 42. How easily can 42 be turned into an eye bag? .36. There's not many more loops to insert. That's 42 now. Right, let's keep giving it a fair chance. Let's go. Actually, we have to zero that out. Okay, so we want, I guess, U to U. That looks most natural to me. Bridge that. Okay, we got that. Let's get the head back out. So use a live object. Going to quad draw for this guy. Jesus, that's getting fucked up. Okay, we'll delete the ibag for a moment. We'll make a new one. Which loop did what? Let's unhide that guy. Okay, that one's the eyelid shelf. Good to know. I guess on a technicality, it's easier if we remove these guys for a bit. Okay. There we go. Technically this should go over there, or this should come down that way. There we go. Okay. So I'm wondering, when is the right time to start adding the overlap in the eyelids? I guess now is actually. Before we subdivide, because otherwise it's going to get really fucking messy. But we need the eye bags. Ugh. Okay, so we have 42 edges. No, not you. Okay, so let's create a cylinder with 42 sides. That'll be our base. Oh, needs to turn history on. Okay, that's 42. Good. $20 and $20. Good. Bridge. Two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Twelve faces. 12 faces. 12 edges, sorry. So, I guess that makes you the correct ones to cut to? No, visibly not. So there's no middle line on that one. But there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. So how many lines are going that way? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. 5, 6. Okay, well. So there's 10 that side, 10 that side, 11 that side, and 11 that side. Cool, that's kind of forced anyway. So now let's go grab all the verts at the top, except from the edge ones. Then average verts. Like that, nice and smooth. Extrude. Okay, so now we have our base topo. Let's do something disgusting and add a sphere deformer or sculpt deformer. Sculpt. Make this really big. Cool. Okay. I might just extrude these top faces in a lot more. Just push them all really far to the back, like that. Now sculpt deform it. Okay. I hate that. Set edge for that guy. Okay. So I'm just going to create a sphere. World X. Modeling, quad draw. Don't know why this is breaking, but okay. Oh yeah, because it's not actually symmetrical. Okay, there we go. Let's just quad draw that again. Modify, freeze transformations. Okay, there we go. Delete cylinder. Assign preview map. Invert normals. Set to face, soften edge, reverse. We need to quickly create a sphere. set its radius to 1.2 and scale this guy to around the same, inflate him slightly. He will now fit an eyeball. And just move that up. Assuming that my eyeball is 2.4, but it's not going to be, actually, come to think of it. Cool. Right, so we want to hide this guy. And this guy, I guess. We need to delete from like the halfway point. Combine. Okay. Then select all these edges and all these edges. Bridge. Cool. And then this guy. And edge flow. But before we do that, we need to extrude this edge. Something like that. And just push it in its normals a little bit. That works. Now connect these. Edit edge flow. Inflate. Edit edge flow. Edit edge flow. Maybe not that much. So something we may have to do is pull all this stuff out like that, so we can start getting the caruncle in there. I'm not going to model it into the same geo, which is probably what that suggests, but I will be kind of playing about with it a bit. I need some kind of thickness back there for the caruncle to sit in front of. Otherwise, as I found out in the last project, you just end up spending way too much time. Oh God, how do I need to downscale this side, don't I? Mostly vertically. And then move that forward, I guess. Okay. Okay, I won't be showing for much longer because I kind of want to get this mostly done soon. In fact, I could sculpt from here, which I might do actually. That's not what I want. It's this. So ignoring the fact the eyelids are at different heights now. Yeah, I think that's okay. I just need to get the actual height of this crease now. Which is easier said than done actually. Like when trying to maintain shapes. Jesus, that's slow. Oh, I've got history enabled. Fuck. Still slow. Into edge flow. I actually like that. Okay. Yeah, call this body 42 geo. Call this one body 32. I'll know what that means, I think. I think this one is going to be stronger. The reason I'm preferring this one is simply because it's in a better shape. But that's not a reason to use it, because the shape will be changing a lot. But once topology is locked down, it kind of stays. So let's get you back to 0. Or are you not zeroed? Is it you? Cool. Well, I'm going to finish for the day. We'll hide that guy. Yeah, I'm gonna finish up, and I might drop into Discord, I might not, I might just go play video games. But yeah, so that's gonna be me done. We'll have one more stream on body topology, just because we need to merge the horns in and figure out where we're going to subdivide the head. Like, do we subdivide from the neck or the torso, or do we kind of subdivide around the face specifically. We'll figure that out. But yeah, for now, that's everything. And yeah, I'll work on this off stream or something. But yeah, enjoy the rest of your night, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Alright, bye.